Imagine a real estate asset that requires zero maintenance, no granite countertops, no expensive plumbing, no HVAC systems, and absolutely zero middle-of-the-night emergency calls from angry tenants. In fact, this asset requires so little infrastructure that its owners are essentially doing one thing and one thing only. They are renting out empty, unconditioned air. Yet, on a per-square-foot basis, this boring, windowless metal box can generate higher profit margins than a luxury apartment complex in downtown Manhattan. Welcome to the invisible goldmine of self-storage. In the United States alone, this is a massive $48 billion industry. More than 1 in 10 American households currently rent one of these units. But why? Because modern consumerism has created a bizarre psychological paradox. People are running out of space to store things they don't even need. And that is exactly where the trap snaps shut. Once a customer locks their life savings or old furniture inside these rooms, they become captive financial hostages. But the real genius of this business isn't just the rent, it's the laws behind it. If a tenant stops paying rent for their house, the eviction process can take months, costing thousands in legal fees. But if you stop paying for your storage unit, the owner cuts your lock, sells your entire life to the highest bidder at a public auction, and keeps the cash, all within 30 days. Today, we are peeling back the metal shutters to expose the brutal, brilliant, and completely hidden economics of renting empty air. If you want to uncover more hidden wealth systems and deeply analyze the microeconomics of everyday businesses that people completely ignore, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Let's dive into the numbers. To understand why self-storage is a license to print money, we have to look at the cost of development. When a developer builds a residential apartment building, the capital expenditure is staggering. You need premium materials, insulation, high-end appliances, and hundreds of building code approvals. The overhead eats up the margins before the first tenant even moves in. Now look at a self-storage facility. It is literally just a concrete slab, corrugated steel walls, and a roll-up door. The capital expenditure to build one is up to 70% lower than any other commercial real estate asset. More importantly, look at the operational costs. A typical apartment building needs a dedicated property manager, a cleaning crew, and constant maintenance staff. A massive 500-unit storage facility, it can be run entirely by one low-wage employee or completely automated with a digital keypad and a smartphone app. You have almost zero utility bills because the air doesn't need to be heated or cooled in standard units. You are charging people premium real estate rates to store dead weight while your operational costs sit near absolute zero. But how do these facilities keep their occupancy rates so incredibly high? The answer lies deep within human psychology and the dark side of the American dream. Economists refer to the drivers of self-storage as the 4 Ds: death, divorce, downsizing, and dislocation. When life gets chaotic, people need a temporary place to put their world. But here is the catch. What was meant to be a temporary 3-month solution almost always turns into a permanent lifestyle habit. Think about it. A customer pays $150 a month to store furniture they inherited or old clothes. After 6 months, they realize they haven't visited the unit even once. Logically, they should sell or throw the items away. But psychologically, doing that requires emotional energy and physical labor. It's much easier to just let the credit card get auto-billed for another month. The storage facility owners know this. They are capitalizing on human inertia. They are charging a subscription fee for nostalgia and procrastination. But the brilliance doesn't stop at human laziness. The industry has mastered a hidden tier pricing and upselling system that quietly drains even more cash from consumers. It starts with the basic unconditioned units that are cheap. But then the facility introduces climate-controlled units. They convince you that your old books, wooden tables, or electronics will rot or warp if they aren't capped at a perfect 70 degrees. Suddenly, you are paying a 40 to 50% premium just for a ventilation vent. On top of that, they force you into their mandatory high-margin insurance plans. They charge an extra $10 to $20 a month to protect your items, yet the legal loopholes in the contracts ensure the facility is almost never liable for actual damage. And if you ever want to leave, they deliberately make the logistics of moving out so frustrating with strict notice periods and heavy administrative fees that customers choose to pay for another month rather than deal with the headache. It is a masterclass in recurring revenue. Now, let's talk about the most brutal weapon in the self-storage arsenal, the lien laws. In traditional real estate, tenants have massive legal protections. Evicting someone is a bureaucratic nightmare. But early on, the self-storage lobby did something brilliant. They convinced lawmakers that storage units are not housing, they are commercial warehouses. This means if a tenant defaults on their payment, usually for more than 30 consecutive days, the operator has the legal right to seize the property inside. There is no judge, no jury, and no lengthy eviction process. The operator hosts a storage auction. Buyers bid on the mystery contents of the unit based only on what they can see from the doorway. The operator uses the auction money to clear the back rent. The unit is wiped completely clean, and within 48 hours, it's rented out to a new customer. The cash flow loop never breaks. But the ultimate multi-million-dollar secret of self-storage has nothing to do with the boxes themselves. It is a genius strategy known as land banking. Smart real estate syndicates don't build storage units in the middle of nowhere. They buy cheap land on the absolute edge of rapidly growing suburban cities. They know that in 10 or 15 years, that cheap dirt will become prime, high-density commercial land worth 10 times what they paid for it. If you buy empty land and just hold it, you lose money every single year to property taxes. But if you put cheap, low-maintenance steel storage boxes on that land, the community pays you monthly rent. The storage facility fully covers the taxes and generates massive passive profits, while you quietly wait for the surrounding city to expand. Once the land reaches peak value, you bulldoze the cheap steel walls and sell the property to a massive retail developer or an apartment builder for a staggering profit. Self-storage is the ultimate proof that the most lucrative business models are rarely the flashiest ones. While the world chases volatile tech startups and expensive retail concepts, the smartest investors are quietly buying up the air above concrete slabs. Because as long as people keep buying things they don't have room for, renting out empty air will remain one of the greatest invisible gold mines in the history of economics. If you found this deep dive valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below on what hidden business model we should break down next. Thank you for watching.